Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
6-6, pull it high.
On first down, they go right back to Cohen. There to make the tackle, Samson Abukum.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run on 2nd down with Cohen. And he'll take this up over the 40 to about the 41. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Now Trubisky. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 44 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On 2nd down now, it's Cohen. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Back-to-back 4-yard runs. Now, look, if they just do that all the way downfield, ball ends up in the end zone, but that's a little difficult to do.
Yeah, I think now 3rd and 2, that defense ready to stiffen up and stop that run. They'll try and run for it with Kelly. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Bears take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
Down. 15 line. 15 line. Go. Shoot.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second down, a run with Breida. Oh, now Breida loses it. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through it, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Following the fumble recovery, Montgomery. They'll set up a screen for Breida. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. They went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Pulled in at the 24. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll run on first down. Cohen. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the gun, Trubisky. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off at the 13. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
You ain't protein spill. You ain't doing nothing today. 36, fair, fight.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up second and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now.
Let's go, baby. Under 10. Go on. Get it.
They run with Breida. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
30 base.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now third and goal.
Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Check safety.
Hey, Delta.
58, boys, 58. Let's go.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Darius Slayton with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for, and this touchdown will count. Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Here's Trubisky. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. These two teams all tied after 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Trubisky gives to Cohen. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line.
First down, Chicago.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38. They run. This is Cohen. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
You got him. You got him.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
18.
Now it's Trubisky. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing on 2nd down, Trubisky, and that'll be incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. This pass complete to Reynolds. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Josh Reynolds, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bears have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point.
Single, slot. Hey.
To throw on second down, Montgomery. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
31's the mic. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
From the gun, Montgomery. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
I don't care what level of football you play. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along and hope someone would come free.
On first down, Montgomery. That's complete to Slayton. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's first and 10.
Pilot, 64, weak. Ready.
On first down, here's Breida. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on first and 10.
Topper.
Let's move. Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike.
Shoot.
Looking to throw. Montgomery. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Ryan Switzer, his first touchdown on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point splits the uprights, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
The Bears take over first.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
From the shotgun is Trubisky. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Off the play fake, here's Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 14 yards into Chicago, 1st down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, it's Trubisky. Completes it to Miller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Alert. 3 out.
Trubisky to throw again. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the 1st. Trubisky now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Trubisky will throw, and he finds Montgomery complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Trubisky now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw again, Trubisky. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a 1st and goal. They'll run for it with Montgomery. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. David Montgomery, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not a particularly good return here as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
On 1st and 10, Montgomery. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All day, just like that. Just like
go.
To throw again, Montgomery. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. On 3rd down, Montgomery. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The punter Pinion now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down.
Hey, exit.
Mike 55, Mike 55, Mike.
Go. Let's go.
Here's 2nd and 8. Boy, stays up. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Mike 37. Hey, let's get that ball, D. Let's go.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Trying to lay one up deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running.
And a loose football, and the Vikings pick up the football. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Here's Breida, and very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Check the out, check the out. Switch.
X3, 218, chopper. Hey, wahoo. Hit it.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Montgomery. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Off the play fake, Montgomery. And a throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction.
That's it, buddy. We got work.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Give them a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 22, Trubisky. This to Jarwin. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Watch twist. Out. Alert. 5. Let's go, D. Tight dog.
Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Lock in.
On 2nd and 11 now. Trubisky. He's got Burton here.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Let's go. Let's bring it.
throwing here, Trubisky. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Montgomery back to the ground. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on first down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. On second down, it's Montgomery. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Now it's Trubisky. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. And this one is right through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. For the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That's good for 28 yards.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Come on, set. 90, Wolf. Come on, the ball. 52.
Back to throw. Montgomery. It's complete to Diggs. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
High 55.
Hey, high 7.
I want that. Give me that ball, defense.
Big rip.
Looking to throw. Montgomery. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the Bears' 34-yard line.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Mike 55. Mike 55. Keep it up, D.
Hey, Delta.
2nd and 6. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch the pass. Shift. Switch.
Wall 61, matchbox lights.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Hicks, and he's got some space here. He's at the 40, the 20, 10, touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as the Bears push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd and 2. No, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Back to throw. Montgomery. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 51 yards.
And the Vikings first down.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
37's the mic. Hey, echo. Step.
Operating from the gun, Montgomery. He'll get this one to Switzer. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. Here's a 2nd and 7. Catch made by Slayton. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Off play action. Montgomery to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on fourth down. On fourth down, Montgomery. And this is incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Bears will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap, been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless, take care of the ball on the way out.
Let's go, man. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day. Alert.
They'll keep it on the ground. Hicks. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. The Bears on third down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Shit. Lock in.
Now Trubisky to throw. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a first down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Go 58's the mic. Ready?
From the gun, Montgomery. And this will be caught at the 30. Give him 30 yards there. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Now this throw caught left side. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Matt Breida out of the backfield, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Hey, Foxtrot. Go 58's the mic. Here we go. 58's the mic. 58's the mic. Hey, check. Go.
Throwing again. Montgomery. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
On first down, it's Hicks. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 14 yards into Chicago first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And he'll give it here to his running back. Timmy Jernigan, the Florida State man, in on the stop. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Chicago, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.